As Kilwa, Mombasa, and other coastal towns thrived, something truly remarkable was unfolding along Africa's eastern shores. These were no longer just simple fishing villages. They were becoming vibrant centers of trade and culture. With every ship that arrived, the townsfolk encountered new customs, foods, and ideas, each weaving itself into the fabric of their daily lives. Influences from Arabia, Persia, and India mingled with their own, transforming the familiar rhythms of their communities into something richer and more colorful. Arabian traders introduced delicate spices that added depth and warmth to local dishes, bringing flavors that filled the air with scents of cinnamon, cloves, and cardamom. Persian artisans shared their skills in pottery and weaving, inspiring local craftsmen to incorporate new designs and techniques into their own work. Indian merchants brought cotton fabrics dyed in brilliant hues, introducing a new sense of color and style to traditional attire. The people of these towns eagerly embraced these influences, blending them with their own African heritage. This transformation was more than a simple exchange of goods. It was the creation of a new way of life. The result was a vibrant culture, a tapestry of languages, foods, art, and architecture that reflected both local roots and distant inspirations. This unique blend of tradition and innovation became known as Swahili, a culture that would flourish on the coast, uniting diverse people and ideas under one shared identity. The risk. The market is alive with energy. Merchants call out, showing off their wares to passers-by. Brightly colored fabrics are draped from stores, each one dyed in deep reds, indigos, and saffron yellows. Spices from distant lands fill the air, mingling with the smell of fresh seafood caught that morning. People weave through the market, examining goods, talking and laughing.
Look at all these new fabrics, Kato. They feel as soft as the breeze after the rains, and the colors, like nothing I've ever seen.
Yes, they call this cotton. The traders say it comes all the way from India. Can you imagine?
From India. They say our leaders are learning new ways to build with coral stone too, from the Arabs and Persians. They say it will make our buildings strong enough to stand for centuries.
Imagine that. Walls as strong as our resolve, lasting through the ages, like the stories of the old kings our elders tell us about.
The people of Mombasa and Kilwa were inspired by the materials, dinner techniques, and knowledge brought by traders from distant lands. Each new arrival carried a piece of a far-off culture, coral stones and wooden carvings from Persia, colorful textiles from India, and Arabic calligraphy, blending seamlessly with local traditions. The people didn't merely adopt these elements, they transformed them, creating something truly unique and resilient. Coral stone buildings stood firm against the coastal winds, while intricate carvings on wooden doors told stories of African legends, mingled with Arabic poetry and prayer. The marketplace became more than a place of trade. It was a vibrant center for cultural exchange. Every item, from Chinese porcelain to locally crafted ivory jewelry, held a story, bridging worlds through curiosity and respect. People shared customs, learned new languages, and exchanged ideas, creating a community that grew stronger and more interconnected with each new influence. This blending of cultures laid the foundation for the enduring Swahili culture. Asterisk. In a quiet corner of the market, an elder sits on a woven mat surrounded by children, including Nala and Kato. The elder speaks slowly, choosing words from both Bantu and Arabic, as the children listen intently, eyes wide. Nisoa.
Our ancestors traveled these lands long before us, yet now our language holds new words. From the Arabs, we learned to say salam, to greet each other. From the Persians, we call our precious stones marjani.
Why do we use these new words, Elder? Aren't our own words enough?
Our words are strong, but when we welcome others' words, our language grows. It becomes like a river, winding and widening to carry more voices. This is how we become Swahili, open to change, yet rooted in who we are.
The blend of Bantu and Arabic words became the foundation of the Swahili language, uniting people from coastal towns, villages, and diverse backgrounds across East Africa. As traders and communities grew, the language evolved into a bridge, weaving together sounds and meanings from both local and foreign tongues. Swahili allowed people from all walks of life, merchants, families, leaders, to communicate, fostering connections that transcended their differences. More than just a tool for conversation, Swahili became a powerful symbol of unity and resilience, embodying the spirit of the people along the coast. It offered a shared identity that celebrated diversity while grounding them in a collective purpose. Each word echoed the warmth of the sun, the rhythm of the ocean, and the essence of a connected people. Through Swahili, they shared stories, laughter, and hopes for the future, creating a legacy that brought them together and strengthened their communities. This language of the coast became a cherished thread, weaving their lives into a shared cultural tapestry. The risk night has fallen, and the village is aglow with torchlight. People gather in a large, open area for a festival, dressed in brightly patterned fabrics, some with jewelry crafted from local coral and ivory. The air hums with the beat of drums and the lively sound of flutes. Families, traders, and elders sit around laughing and sharing food.
Tonight, we honor the spirits of our ancestors and thank them for guiding our city. They watch over us as we welcome friends from distant lands, learning from each other. Together, we have built a culture that respects all who walk upon our shores.
Eyes wide with curiosity. Will the traders from far away dance with us too?
Yes, child. Tonight we are all Swahili, bound by the rhythm of the drum and the stories of our ancestors. Everyone here, from far and near, shares in our celebration. In our hearts and our customs, we are one.
The festival united people from diverse backgrounds, transcending language and origin as villagers and traders celebrated together. Amid the music, dancing, and shared food, a deep sense of connection blossomed. People felt closer to one another, to the visiting traders, and to the legacy of their ancestors, who had once walked the same land and watched over their journey. From this blending of cultures, the Swahili language was born, a fusion of Bantu and Arabic words, enriched by Persian and Indian influences. Swahili became more than a language. It was a bond that united coastal communities, a shared identity that connected towns and villages like the strong coral stone walls of their homes. Swahili was not just a way to communicate, but a way of life, a symbol of resilience as steadfast as the coastal winds and of openness as boundless as the ocean. It was a celebration of unity in diversity, honoring every voice, every story, and the collective spirit of the Swahili coast. The next day, leaders from neighboring villages gather in a small coral stone hall in Kilwa, its walls adorned with carvings of local animals and patterns inspired by Persian and Indian designs. They sit on woven mats, discussing ways to strengthen their towns through cooperation and trade. The leaders' promise of unity embodied the spirit of Swahili culture, one built on resilience, openness, and respect for diversity. Each town along the coast, from Kilwa to Mombasa and Zanzibar, contributed unique strength such as craftsmanship, navigation, and governance, forming a powerful network. This cooperation went beyond trade. It fostered a thriving, interconnected community where knowledge, stories, and customs were exchanged as freely as goods. The Swahili City-States grew into vibrant hubs of tradition and innovation, with markets filled not only with treasures, but also with the shared values and ideas of diverse people. Together, the towns created a coastal network that wove each community's identity into a unified culture, one that celebrated its diversity, honored its traditions, and welcomed change with open arms. This resilient way of life endured for generations, establishing the Swahili coast as a place where different worlds met, blended, and thrived, leaving a legacy of unity and openness for centuries to come.